And I'm here to talk a little bit about the topic of quitting. In my past life, one of my past lives, I did a fair amount of career counseling. And one of the things that we looked at when we did that is, does a person have transferable skills? For example, if someone is injured or loses their job and so on, can they take some of the skills, move it to a different type of work, even though there may not be a demand for their particular job at that time. So somebody who has taught may be able to teach both in schools, industries, things of that nature. Somebody who's done carpentry work can work in the field of construction, home repairs, doing finer carpentry work if their skills are in that direction. So we want to be able to always look and develop transferable skills. One of the things I'd like to point out today is that quitting can be a transferable skill. In other words, the more that you do it, the more, well, the easier it becomes. Quitting can really become a toxic habit because if you try, you put forth your best effort on the job and you fall short, then if the message is I'm not good enough, then you've already quit, you've survived the quitting. Maybe you'll do it the next time. If cooking a meal doesn't lead to a good result, you say I'm not good enough. Trying a sport, you say I'm not good enough. Uh, Unless you're motivated, you may not try again in that particular sport or in cooking or in that particular job or in relationships or in any of a number of things. One of the concerns that I think we should be aware of, though, is that it can have a multiplying effect. In other words, the more that we quit and survive the quitting, the more that we begin to recognize that it's potentially a major problem. The more we quit, the more it becomes a habit, and it's not a nourishing habit. Last week I talked about toxic and nourishing habits. Quitting is a toxic habit, and it ultimately leads to quitting on ourselves. If we quit in enough other areas, if we begin to say, well, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at this, we begin to not focus on the things that we are good at. So my plea for today is to recognize that when you try something and fall short, that is a one-time event. It only becomes a habit if you begin to regard yourself as a quitter and become really good at quitting so that you don't even have to get too involved before you downgrade yourself and quit. Recognize that there are appropriate times when you may tell yourself, hey, I've given this a good try. Maybe I want to put my efforts elsewhere. That will hopefully be a rare event rather than a common one. Rare events do not become habits. Ones that keep happening over and over and over again become, in essence, a transferable skill, becomes a toxic habit, and it's very important for our development at whatever stage of life we are to maintain as many good habits as possible, as many nourishing habits as possible, and to avoid the toxic ones. And kind of right at the head of the line when it comes to toxic habits is quitting. So don't be a quitter. There is that old saying, a winner never quits, a quitter never wins. Uh, the main thing is don't let quitting become a habit. So until next time, this is Ron Kaiser. Happy to have you with us. And if you haven't signed on to membership in the Mental Health Gym, hope you'll do so in the near future. And I hope that you will take some of these words to mind and not allow quitting to become a habit for you.